Welcome, you're riding along with the HOG Auckland Chapter. This is an assembly point at the BP Service Centre at Dairy Flat, just off the State Highway 1. This is a ride heading up north. It's pretty well planned. It was led by Road Captain Rob, and the tail end Charlie was Morris, ably assisted by Trish on the pillion. Now, quite a big group of riders headed up here because it was an interesting ride. It's a day ride, pretty much. We're spending quite a bit of time. I think we left about 9 o'clock in the morning. There's quite a few of us here. It's just engine start time. Straight ahead there is that's Jason on the orange breakout. That's Rob's son who joined us for this. We're all just now starting to pull out and take formation line up behind Rob, who's set up just beyond the car park here. As I said, I think there's about 24, 25 bikes in this ride, so it's a pretty decent turnout. There's a few breaks that were planned along the way, which makes for a good ride. We initially kick off. Let's see. Morris will pull up shortly, signal the all clear that everyone's engine's up and ready to go. Here comes Morris there. And with that okay, we start moving out. Now, the road we started off on the on-ramp here, we get onto State Highway 1 just a little bit before Silverdale, and we got off the highway at Silverdale and then head up through down towards State Highway 16 through Waitoki and Kaukopakapa, and then turn right on State Highway 16 and travel all the way along there. It's a really interesting ride. This day there wasn't much traffic, so it was quite a nice brisk ride. Rob certainly runs a good pace, really good pace ride. There is corner marking along the way, so people don't get left behind or lost, or those that do can then eventually catch up. We did then regroup at Wellsford, which is a little bit of a way along, and then from Wellsford we went along State Highway 1 to the foot of the Brynderwyns, then turn on to State Highway 12 through Mangataroto and Paparoa to finally regroup up here at the Kauri Museum at Matakohe. Now, as you can tell, I've left out a lot of the ride that went along State Highway 12 because there's not a lot to see. It's mostly straight roads, but to get to this part here, we're about 1 hour and 45 minutes into the ride before we get up to this next part. Coming up here, this was an interesting stop. There is a cafe, etc. on the other side of the road from the Kauri Museum. What made this one interesting is that the very next day the government announced that there was the Kauri Museum here and the cafe across the road to the left ahead where the bikes are grouping had become a place of interest for a COVID-19 infected person who had visited these establishments. But the official advice for us all was just watch for symptoms, take care, go about your business. Any signs of illness, then of course stop immediately what you're doing, get tested, but by and large didn't slow us down too much. Everybody came out of this okay. We didn't pick up any infections from this run. Anyway, that's part one of this ride. I'm going to call it up quits now and just say, as usual, make good decisions, ride safe. Hope you pick you up when we start up with the Ride North Part 2. That'll be coming up next week. Take care.